mate, welcome back to Factorio with me, Jenny. For our last couple of episodes, we've been optimizing Gleba, really mastering Gleba, and we've done a few things so far. We've left the old base up and running, which is doing an alright job. It's producing all the things we want, except it's not producing nearly enough science. If we do a quick double check, we have about 3,000 science per minute, and well, we want to master Gleba. We want to optimize Gleba. We want to get from 3,000 science to about 30,000 science per minute. That's at least our plan with our Gleba rebuild. And we've already, a couple of episodes in, we've already done Bioflux. We now have Bioflux being made instantaneously and launched directly on a rocket, so it goes out 100% fresh. And we've also done the same with rocket fuel. We used about 6 machines to make a full 240 belt of rocket fuel ready to go. We are still researching a little bit of rocket productivity, but as you can see, it's waiting on Gleba science to come in because it is our slowest science. Today, I want to work on 2 projects. I want to work on carbon fiber and plastic. So I'm going to put those up there as part of our completed list. Going to take these with me, and we're going to go work on those. But I can't work on those until I ask you that very important question. Of course, that very important question when optimizing and mastering Gleba is, can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like early in the video. If you're not happy with the video, you didn't enjoy the video, by all means, you can have your like back, but it might taste a little bit more carbon-like. Just a warning, FYI. All right, so we have our Bioflux, which is right here. It has an auto Kickstarter, so if anything goes wrong, it boots back up. And also, I should mention, right at the end of the line, we are storing 500 nutrients just locally. So if I need to kickstart any other lines, like this one, which is piled full of spoilage, I need to, on that tile right there, I need to add you. Cool. Piled full of spoilage right now. Well, it'll clear itself, and with the spoilage coming out, I need to take spoilage out of there as well. We're going to have to take spoilage out of that tile and dump that in here as well. Cool. Those 2 things done. Well, that is our rocket fuel up and running. I have taken the liberty of doing plastic as well, because this was the whole build. It is literally the same carbon copy off the front with a few less speed modules because we didn't need quite as many. And this guy produces 238 plastic per second. This guy also does 238 plastic per second. You might also notice my productivity is not maxed out yet because, well, I threw a speed module in there. Frankly, I could throw another productivity module in there. It doesn't matter. We're still doing 200. You're also doing 200. This is the whole build. This is going to give me half a belt worth of plastic out of this machine, half a belt worth of plastic out of this machine. Does mean I need, 66 mash. You are going to produce 166 mash, so we're pretty good there. And you're also going to do 166 mash. We have the Kickstarter ready to go, so all I need to do is add this belt. So, well, plastic and carbon fiber, but plastic's done. That was it. Oh, also I should mention Bioflux, you need 16, and you get, oh, hang on, nutrients. A bugger. There's always one more thing. Can I slide you 1 tile to the right? Yes, I can slide you 1 tile to the right. My other option is to just put nutrients on this belt. Okay, we're gonna go 1 tile to the right. I think that's the better answer. Can I pick up the whole build? Can I go 1 tile to the right? Can I take this half the build, go there? Can I change you out to be a long-handed inserter? It was too good to be true. I knew it. It was too good to be true. Can I put you here? Can I put you 2 here? Can we launch some more rockets? Can I put this here instead? Can I put a long-handed inserter there and remove that? Take this, line up over there, put that there, and then I just need you to move forward a tile, and I should be able to get a long-handed inserter there. Filter you for nutrients, filter you for nutrients, and that also means that belt, nutrients end up actually here, and this is where I need to take the excess spoilage off, which I guess is going to run underneath. Yep, that'll do it. Okay, well, that's that problem solved. That's going to be our belt of plastic. An awful lot of plastic out of, well, 2 machines, 3 machines, 4 machines total. Yeah, our spoilage is dealt with on site. Our end of the belt spoilage, both the yummy is going to get dumped here, be burnt. Our end of the belt spoilage from our nutrients is going to get dumped down here and also burnt. The only thing I didn't manage to deal with was the end of the belt Jelly, so for once, I'm going to actually just put that into an active provider. I do need to have some sort of spoilage in the network, so this is going to be our solution. Also, no, you do have a 0 in there. You're just disabled at the moment, so you need to wait till you re-enable because you've had to kickstart, and at that point, the spoilage that has spoiled in here will get dumped. But apart from that, that's our plastic build ready to go. That leaves us carbon, which means today we're going to be working on carbon. So, carbon. I need to have, carbon fiber. So I notice I need to have Yamako mash. So we're going to take you, we're going to put you here, and we're going to look at our choices to make carbon fiber. Carbon itself. Carbon itself I can make from coal and sulfuric acid, which I don't have anywhere here on Gleba. I can also make it from, where is it? Carbonic asteroid crushing, which is how we're doing it currently. We actually have a space platform above Gleba, and all it does is make carbon. According to this, I have 60,000 carbon in the spaceship, and it's dropping that carbon off in the hub. It gets popped on a belt and then fed up into our existing build, which works. It's been working fine. We've made an awful lot of carbon fiber already, but what I really like to do is I'd like to, as I said, optimize and master Gleba. So I really want a full belt of carbon fiber out as quickly as possible. My biggest problem is going to be actually the Yamako mash, because there's an awful lot of Yamako mash to make a single piece of carbon fiber. If we look at the recipe here, we can see that it's 10 Yamako mash for one piece of carbon fiber. In saying that, because I'm using a biolab, we get that 50% productivity. Because I'm adding productivity modules to that, I get another 100% productivity for a total of 150%. But it does mean that at a speed level of 1, which is, 3 times this, I think. No, 2.5. So for every 10 yummy, I get 2.5 carbon fiber, which means to get a full belt's worth, being, 240, I need a lot of yummy. An awful lot of yummy with an awful lot of carbon. So that's going to be our goal. That's going to be our plan. First thing I want to work out is roughly how much of this I can make in one machine. So let's put you roughly here. Let's find a beacon and throw you down. Can I go, lots. We're up to 28. Can I put more beacons over here? I'm up to 39. My first problem is I need 15 carbon and 150 yummy to get to 39 carbon fiber. So that's going to be a problem. I really want to try and limit this to half a belt worth of yummy, because that way I can put 2 beside one another and use a full belt worth of yummy. So if I remove you, that's close. If I remove you, that's even better. So we're going to use 12 carbon and 128 yummy mash, mashed up yummy, to make 32 carbon fiber. Also means if I want to make 240, I need 8 of these roughly. Yep, 8 of these in a row should give me a full belt, being 240 worth of carbon fiber, and that also means I need to make 12.8 carbon per second. To make 12.8 carbon per second, I need to make 25 of these guys. Yeah, over 25 of these guys, which is not a lot of spoilage, but we can probably offset that a little bit by throwing some speed at the problem. Can I put you here, you here, you here? We're up to 11.6. We're up to 13.2, or 13.4. You need 12.8. So we're at some sort of all right ratio at this point that we could make enough, we could process enough. But I also need to have 32 spoilage per second. I don't have 32 spoilage per second at all. Especially I don't have 8 times that amount, being 250 spoilage per second, which is 15.4 spoilage per minute. If we check the production graph and type in spoil, in theory, currently the old base makes 60,000 per minute, but that's spread out everywhere. And yeah, well, actually, no, that's how much we're consuming. How much we're producing is 0, which is not really helpful because you don't technically produce spoilage. Spoilage just happens. So I really need to look at my consumption because that's probably the most accurate number I have. But I don't really want to try and fly 60,000 spoilage down here to put in this machine. So I need to make spoilage, which we're going to be looking at. First off, can we try and work out these two in some sort of ratio? You are going to need yummy. You are just going to need spoilage. Both of you are going to need nutrients. So let's start with some dead set basics with a nutrient belt. So can I get a nutrient belt here? Can I put that, well, here? And can you be filters, please? Nutrients. Cool. You are going to have to move carbon into there to make a carbon fiber. On top of that, I need you to output. Where are my stacking sodas? There they are. Can I have you output the carbon fiber? Carbon fiber, which is that one. Okay. You're also going to have spoilage that we're going to have to deal with. Technically, I sort of want to keep the spoilage. Technically, you take spoilage, but I don't want to risk it. So we need to remember that we need to deal with spoilage. For the moment, we're going to go with the, let's put it in an active provider and then work out exactly where it goes later. You are also going to need to have nutrients. So let's get nutrients into you. I guess from there, those beacons will have to move. Oh, that's out of range. Okay. They'll have to go here. Cool. They can go over there. And I also need to get, well, spoilage into you and spoilage out of you. So can we get a stack inserter? Can I output it and input it? That's going to be our plan. So we're going to be outputting spoilage here, inputting it straight back in the machine. That should work without a problem. We still need to make a whole lot of spoilage. I also need to get nutrients for both of these. I don't need Bioflux this time around, but I do need a whole lot of yummy. So can I copy this build? This build has a beacon. I don't need the beacon. Can we copy? Yeah, actually, no, we're going to copy this one. We're just going to remove the beacon. Cool. Can I copy that? Can I put this here? Except I need to... Actually, I'm going to need the beacons. I'm going to need a lot of nutrients. Awful lot of nutrients, because this is going to be very nutrient heavy. I can already see it. So let's check our nutrients. You are going to need per second 2.8. You are going to need per second, we don't know, because the nutrients spoiled already. Come on. Yep, and yep. Okay. You're going to need nothing and... oh, God. Bots, can you just put that in there and that in there? Cool. All right. We're going to need a total of 5.6, and we need 8 lots of this as current mass, so we need 44 per second. That's a decent amount. Also an awful lot of spoilage per second, but we're going to get to that one step at a time. So we're going to have, well, nutrients on this belt, nutrients on this belt, and we need, well, 50 per second. You are currently going to make 100 per second, so we should be good so far. All right, on top of that, I need to make spoilage. That's where things are going to get a little bit difficult. Can I rearrange things slightly? So can I put you here? Can I take these two and put them here? That means you already have a beacon. Can I put these two here? And can I put this here? Just so we have a little bit more centralized and less spread out. You're doing 14.3. You're doing 16.3, which is a little bit too fast. Can I rip out something? Can I rip out... You don't reach. You don't reach. You don't reach. No, you do reach. Can I rip out this guy, I guess? 14.9, and you need 14.3. Look, that seems like a match made in heaven. This is going to be nutrients in. This is going to be nutrients in. They're both going to come from the outside. And for the moment, I'm even going to put a splitter here so I can sort of indicate to myself and yourself that these belts are both nutrients. Okay. Next thing I need to do is I need to make spoilage. There is ways to make spoilage, and that's exactly what I want to do. I want to make a lot of spoilage. Can I put down a recycler? And can I put it, well, here? Yeah, here. And can I have it attached to the nutrients belt? And then can I have spoilage get input into this machine? If I take nutrients and I shove them in there, you may notice the recipe on the left says 181 spoilage per second. Also, if you look at the Factopedia, you can see spoilage, recycles, and spoilage, and it's a number of recipes. And we can look at nutrients. Nutrients recycling leads to spoilage. 1 nutrients equals, well, it says 2 times nutrient recycling. I don't know. 1 nutrients equals 2 to 3 spoilage. So this guy here is going to make 181 spoilage per second for 75 nutrients. You need 35, which is way overkill. Also means that you can probably have a friend on the other side, and the two of you could share a spoilage machine. You're 14, you're 14. If I move this up here so it doesn't cover this machine, we do 10 for 25. 10 for 25 is not enough. Okay, beacon goes back. Cool. Ridiculously high number, but should still make my point. And then I'm going to put this here. If I put this here, we need to put this here. And then I guess we continue the belts along, and then we put another row of beacons here. Don't piss off my top. Can we go here instead? All right. There. Ooh, there's a better way of doing that. I guess you can go to this side, and we can put all of this here. I go underground from there to there, and then continue on. Doesn't give me a lot of space, I will admit. I'm going to be a little bit short on space, but I do have something maybe I can do to eventually put this on the other side of the belt. We'll jump that hurdle when we get that far. So that means I need to put a decent amount of nutrients into the bottom belt to feed these two machines, and also feed the machine that's going to eat nutrients, create spoilage, so we can create carbon, so we can, well, make carbon fiber. That's going to be our plan. Actually, why don't I just output that at the top and make my whole life a whole lot easier? I like that idea. Sure. That's going to be the idea and the plan then. All right. So, I need about 8 of these. So before we go and print down 8 of these, can I get you, and you? All right. Oh, God. It's already gone off. Cool. You are going to use... no, actually, okay, delete you. Run that again. Okay, we're going to use 12 per second, multiplied by 8. So I'm going to use about 100 per second in just nutrients to feed this build. I am slightly positive on carbon, we know that. And you are going to do... I need to feed you again. You're going to make 181, which is way too much. I only need 70. If I pull a module out of you, you are going to do 102. That's much more helpful. It's still over what I need, but at least it gives me a more accurate number. You're going to need 40 for 102. I actually need 60, so I need 40% of that. No, sorry, I need 60% of the 102 that you're going to output, which is, therefore, 60% of the 41. We're going to call it 30 because easier maths. So I need 8 times 30. I need a full belt, 240 for this guy by himself. Plus, I need to have the little bit of nutrients to feed these two, which is going to be a separate problem. You need 2.8, and then we'd have 2 of them to make a set, and then we'd have 16 in a row total, so you need another 50 nutrients. So, feeding this guy directly off this belt is not going to be enough. I need an awful lot of nutrients to run this build, so it looks like we're going to have a second inserter here, and yet another nutrients belt. This should give me in a position, after we put 8 of them in a row, I should be able to have a full belt of carbon fiber come out the far end, but just nutrients in, and a whole lot of Yumiko. Okay, we need to work out the Yumiko. I don't think I can put that at the top now. Okay, can I put you back where you were and back where you were, and then run this belt through here for the output? I can delete that, and delete that. Okay, you need 129, you need 129, so that means I have potentially a, well, actually I want a stack of soda, which I had. Give me a stack of soda, you need a stack of soda. Okay. I need to put in 120 yummy per second. So I need you to have a filter. I need it to be Yumiko mash, you, and you. Okay. And this should be just a simple belt in the top, and we're done. We're doing 32 out, which means I can't output it with long-hand inserter because the long-hand inserter is going to be too slow. All right, 3 belts worth of nutrients. We need at least 240 with some change, and I still need to feed 4 yummy machines. Well, I need to feed some amount of yummy machines, making 4 belts worth of yummy mash. Cool. All right. Can we work on yummy mash then? Hi, autosave. Can I have one of you guys? Okay. One of you guys, as is, makes 10. 10's not enough. Can I have just a touch more speed in your life? Well, okay, no, hang on. That was 280. That's 230. That's very close to the full belt's worth. Can I put you here and then there? 280. Okay. Actually, let's remove one beacon. Okay, so we're going to use 46 in for 230 out. We'll call it 50 for 230 out. Sorry, 50 for 240. And I need, that's going to feed one pair, and I needed 8 pairs, right? Let's go to that. Let's go make 64. 8 of them is too many, so it's 4 pairs. So that means I need 4 of these machines with a couple of beacons each. Okay, well, technically they need 1 more beacon. All right, can we take part number 1? This is part number 1. Can I just cut that, or report included, and put this way over here? Cool. Can I put that back there? It obviously got removed at some stage. Okay, let's work on this part. So I need, undo, cut. I need you. Plus I need, oh, if I put another one there, you get double beacon. Okay, can I remove you and you? 322. Can I remove you? 280. Can I remove you? 230. Okay, can I put you like this then? Can I put you here and here and here? So you're doing 230, you're doing 230. You still need another beacon somewhere. We can put it down here for argument's sake. Do share the beacons then. And can I put you, say, here and here? Okay, so I need 4 of these to feed 4 of these belts. All right, so we're going to need basically a full belt of Yummy coming here. Plus, as this has nothing but speed on it, we need another 2.5, 5, 20 nutrients per second. Plus the full belt and more belts worth of nutrients for this. Okay. All right. So let's try and put this together bit by bit. So we're going to have more room. Okay. Can you go over tile? Can you all go over tile? Can we finish plastic productivity? Finally. No, that was rocket fuel productivity. So now you're at 300 limit and you're doing 39.4. So close. All right. We need one more research. Can I put, that's 32 million, that's 25 million. I guess we're going to do the 25 million. All right, can I do in? Can I do that item in and I can't get out with the beacons there? Okay, so what happens if we put the beacons here in below? 280, 300, these need to be moved. Let's just delete them for now. 280, 280. Okay. So I can bring the Yummy in here. Okay. I need to bring in nutrients. We can bring in nutrients. And actually, can I make you stack and soda? Stack and soda. Okay. We can bring in nutrients from here. Can I just copy nutrients and go like that? Then I need to get out the seeds. Seeds can come out anywhere. Can I copy this, which is the double max providers? No reason to change something that's worked well so far. Can I copy that? Can I put that there? Can I put this here? Okay. So this belt can feed into a next duplicate. Copy this. Paste this here. This can be our nutrient belt. And then I'll have spoilage obviously right on the end. This will also have spoilage on the end. I don't know if I'm going to heat exchange in here, but we'll worry about that in a minute. And you are going to have to output a full belt's worth. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, can I copy this filter? To get a full belt out of a machine, you need 4 legendary, they have to be legendary, stack inserters. And up and across. That would get me a full belt out. So can I take this? Can I horizontally flip it, put it there? Can I take this and put it here? All right, from that, I could bring the first belt out this way, the second belt out that way. No, I don't care about the water, we're gonna go straight through it. Or actually, I could do, yeah, I know, fine. I'm gonna go straight through that one as well. Can I get this to jump over here? Not really, but I can get it to jump through there. Okay, can I put you here, you here? I can remove that. Come underground from here to here. And this is actually going to become your exit belt. You're going to go down, and then you're going to go to the right. Down, please. So we're going to side load here, jump out to here. This one's going to merge together, jump out here. That means that becomes that belt, and that becomes that belt. Okay. That seems fairly easy. Have to deal with spoilage still. I know that. No idea how I'm going to do that. That's a separate problem. It might just end up being active provider chest. There's always a chance anything could become. We're just going to active provider. All right, so that's that. Then I have nutrient problems. I need you to not output 99. I need you to output like 300. So can I get you a beacon? Can I put a beacon here and here and here and here? 3.2k. 3.2k is way better. Can I move this up? Can I... Now to get 3.2k out of you, I need to rearrange this. So I'm going to take this and move it over to here. Bioflux doesn't need to come out of this machine. It's only going to go into here, and then we don't need it in the carbon fiber process. We also need to get this belt, which is our Kickstarter belt, moved up. Again, I need to get a full belt out. So can we take you? I didn't have 2 here, which then needs to side load, and then have you go away. I have 2 here as well. Then I need to also get more resources out. So can I have another one here, which is going to take right, because these need to be fed. How much they need to be fed? Can I just, well, yeah, I'd love to feed in rocket fuel. That seems so much easier. You need to have 2.5. So this is like 10. This is 10. This is negligible down here as well. The other one up here is all negligible. Most of the belts are negligible. So maybe just you will cut it. I don't know. And then that means I can have one here to take nutrients in to feed this machine. Okay. No Kickstarter. We're hooked up to Kickstarter, and you need to be hooked up to Kickstarter. Only because you're direct fed. If you're not direct fed, that would fix the problem. So if I bring this belt out and fit it into here, then you're not direct fed anymore. It does mean the Kickstarter for this now needs to include not just nutrients for fuel, but also bioflux. So we can set in here, can I get a touch of bioflux too, please? I don't need 100, I need like 10. 10 should be heaps. And then I need to get it connected to that machine. I also don't need it wired to here anymore. I don't need you wired to here anymore. You're going to be running in normal mode, so to speak. Can I move that here? Can I move this to the far right? Can I bring this belt across first before it goes in there? And then I can put this here. I want you in there, and you can't be filtered. Can't be filtered, and probably should be a green inserter. So if I wire you in there, you should be enable if this equals 0. Read contents, include fuel, don't include in crafting, and you're enable if bioflux equals 0. That gets turned off. Okay, so you are going to enable if fuel is less than 10, okay, which it currently is. Fuel enable. Okay, when you're enabled, I need you to also have bioflux list. And I need this to have normal operations. So you have both those items, and you're not putting things in. Sail controller here. Okay. I can't do this. I need this inserter to run no matter what. We're just going to rely on the box being off. If the box is off, we should be fine. So you're going to then output nutrients here, which come down here. Which don't go back into being burnt yet, but they'll get fed in the next process and they'll get burnt off there. This should be fine, but I don't know. No, I don't need to cut this belt anymore, which you can feed that straight through. I am going to end up with spoilage here and here, and I don't know where anywhere else. Okay, can I take this? Can I invert it? I want to invert it. That's going to put my nutrients at the bottom. No. Can I put it back this way? But maybe I want to... No, I don't even think I want to horizontally flip it. Okay. Can I put this back here? Can I take this? I'm going to move you to the right. Okay. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to shove this here. As up as high as I can go. That looks good. Okay. And this is spoilage, which is coming up here to be burnt. Okay. I could send this spoilage into that belt. That's quite reasonable. I also need to get nutrients out of this. This is going to be the main belt of nutrients out. This is the sub belt. Sub belt, do we need 240 in here? I might not be having enough nutrients out of this with just inserter speeds. I might need to move this to get another inserter. Okay, first off, you need 161 bioflux to make 3.2 thousand. I don't need 3.2 thousand. I need 0.1. It's 3,000. You need 16 bioflux. We've got more than 16 bioflux. In fact, you're going to do 55. Can I get materials out better? You don't have enough bioflux. Because you have spoilage. You don't have a way to get the spoilage. Okay, we have problems. I'm going to get rid of spoilage as well. Okay, you are going to have to leave. Okay, can we start with you going over tile? You go over tile. Let's just go back to the active providers for right now. You can dump spoilage here. You can dump spoilage here. You can also output another belt's worth of material right here that we can take right through the middle. Actually, Beacon can go up 2 tiles. Okay, alright, we've got progress. If this gets moved over here, we delete this. We're not going to worry about spoilage for right this second. And then I move this 1 tile to the right. But I want to underground here. I can't underground that. Okay, so you're going to have to pass through here. And I'm going to get nutrients into this. And you're getting nutrients from here. You don't need to get nutrients from here anymore. Can I slide you down? Can I slide you up? That's a better question. Okay, can we slide all of this, beacon included, up top? Can I slide that up top? Can I slide this so it connects here? Can I slide that so it connects there? Can I have nutrients output here? I'd pop out here. Can I have spoilage? You go here, I guess. I don't know. Can I bring this out and plug that in there? So you still get nutrients in. On top of that, if you are a tile shorter and you're a tile shorter, I can have nutrients be fed directly into you and you. So we have the primary belt, which is going to come down. It is going to be a very fast belt full of lots of nutrients, 2,500 per second, roughly. And yeah, 2,500. Sorry. 2,400. It's going to be a fully stacked belt full of nutrients. That needs to be the burning belt, because that one belt that we're going to be burning is going to consume an awful lot. On top of that, we have several other sub-belts of nutrients that we can use for different projects. Okay, with that done, sure, I'm happy with the top of this. Can I put this? Well, that's the nutrient belt. Okay, can I put this here? Can I get an underground through it? I don't know. Let's find out. Can I put this? Sure, here. We'll just destroy the power pole. I don't care. I'm going to add power after the fact. Can I throw power here? Looks about the middle of this build. And can I get an underground from here to here? I can. Okay, so that solves the yummy in problem. Beacon, power there. You get power, you get power. Okay, so I need to have yummy in. Can I take this? Can I line this up with this? Or pop you right there. Okay. Before I start feeding it, I want to just confirm that we can work out the spoilage problem. For the moment, I need to come back and actually, no, I don't need to. Can I just get a burner? I'm going to shove you here in the belts and here in the belts. Cool. That's how we're going to deal with it. Can I pop you here? And, oh. Okay, and a long hand inserter. Yep, we're going to need a long hand inserter for spoilage. Can I get you? Here, 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 here. Alright, that's your spoilage dealt with. I don't need to worry about you anymore. This is going to be your nutrients in, which is currently spoiled. And when it's the end of the belt, I need to get rid of as well. Can I move this to the right? I need this beacon, which only just covers you to cover you. And then I guess I could put this here with another long hand inserter. Done. Spoilage is dealt with on all belts. Okay. You will get started eventually after we 12. So I'm going to increase this count to 15, maybe. Okay. You are going to be our second belt full of nutrients. Can I cut this? So we're going to need this whole build, and you need to live somewhere. Can I put you there? Can I move that? Can I pick you back up? And basically I need top belt from the yummy build to line up with this build. So can I just dump that there? Put this back. We don't need that anymore. This is going to be nutrients in. This is going to be yummy. And you also need power, which was not that building. Yeah, that building's making it look like that. And can I put a substation? Yeah. Here? Here. I like having them in the build. So, sure. There. You're also missing a speed module. I don't think I want you missing a speed module. I think that was just to demonstrate some maths. Okay. So, this belt here is the sub-nutrient belt. So, I'm going to put this into here. That'll put nutrients through here. That'll feed both these two machines. They won't be hungry anymore. Then we have the major belt of nutrients, which needs to go into here, which lines up directly with that. And then I need a sub belt of nutrients to supplement how much this is consuming. And you have one output inserter, you have two output inserters, so it should be that belt. Can I move you to here? And then we should be able to put this here, remove this, and run this down. In theory, if you have spoilage, you're going to dump it to an active provider, it's going to go away. I could take this beacon and put it up here. If I put that beacon up there, I can put you here. We could then burn the spoilage, but then it's not going to work for this one. So again, I'd have to put the beacon up higher and then have you have another heating tower. I'd prefer it if we didn't have a heating tower for each and every one of them. In theory, I could probably attempt to put spoilage back in here, but I have a feeling that wouldn't work long term because eventually this would back up with spoilage and then this would back up with spoilage, and then we couldn't put carbon in here because it's full of spoilage, and I can't put the spoilage in here because it's full of carbon. So I guess we're just going to have a couple of active providers for this particular build. Okay, with that done, and you removed, and you're going to get power from there, You need to be kickstarted a little bit better. So we are requesting that. You didn't have enough nutrients go out to feed this guy, this guy, this guy. Also need to actually feed the material in. Okay, let's start with material in. Can I go from here to there? Okay, so that should feed that one in. That should start this process. And that was going to require nutrients, which we're going to have. Here. I need to get spoilage off of that tile. Can I do a inserter? Filtered for spoilage. Thank you. Can I put that up a tile? I was going to try and longhand it here, but I don't see a way to get that to happen. Yeah. Oh, actually, Technically, no, because maybe. Okay, we can go up, we can go left, we can go down, and then I can put you here. Sure, that technically works. It's a little bit of a roundabout process, but I'm gonna try and not put in more active providers. Okay, so that's dealt with. That's dealt with. That was missing, and you don't have robot port coverage. We can throw a robot port right in the middle of the build in just a minute, and you don't exist, but you do exist. Okay, can I get this, and can I line that up with this belt, and dump this right here? Remove the doubles and plug that in there. Okay, so that should give you everything you need. We're just going to dump spoilage active provider. We can see if I can optimize this after the fact, especially with you having 2 belts with spoilage on. Can I load that on that side? Possibly. No. Maybe. Okay, if I put you here, and I remove... No. I'd have to get 2 here and on the top side of the belt. We'll merge it down. Okay, now we can go down. Okay, can I run this through here? This is the other 2 belts, which I want to be very, very... Oh, actually, we can also have you input spoilage off this belt. It's also going to have spoilage on it. And you can also have spoilage. But this system might be the easiest or the worst system ever, because spoilage is both good and bad. Okay, can I have you output down? It's not going to work for me, is it? It is going to work. Okay, can I have you... go down another tile, then you can go down another tile, then you can come up, we can merge like that, and then, well, actually didn't need to go straight here. Just a little bit more nutrients on that belt. Okay, so let's start with this. Can I take this, and we wanted 4 copies, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, with that done, carbon fiber is going to come out here, but if I have 4 of them in a row, they're all outputting on the bottom side, I'm going to end up with far too much carbon fiber on the belt. They're going to be on one side of the belt. So can I pick this up? Can I move you to here? Everything's on the bottom side of the belt currently, which is the problem. I need to put this here and do this. And I need to say output priority left. Move it up a tile. If I do that, I should be able to move you 1 tile to the right. It should still connect. And your beacon coverage is not changed. So you're doing 14.9, 14.9. 14.3 required, 14.3 required. Okay, carbon fiber needs to go through this build, and through this build. So all the carbon fiber comes out the end. It's glorious. We're going to send this on a belt off to nowhereness. Okay, next up is going to be this. Okay, so this is going to end in spoilage eventually. It's not running. I'm going to just active provider for right now. This is going to be a new build, so it's going to have the 2nd belt come in. Go there. This is going to be the 3rd build, which again, active provider here and here and here. Okay. The 3rd one can come down. No, because I have a beacon being slid across, so I guess you're going to go in here. All right, and then the 4th belt can come all the way across and go to here. All right. Can I get a robo port somewhere? Why I don't have robo port coverage now? Because we're miles and miles away, miles from every robot, so I can't look at one quickly and press Q on it. Okay, so that's that. This doesn't have a robot either. We can throw one, I don't know, here in the middle of this build. That is good coverage here. And last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to deal with the spoilage belt, because even though I'm outputting spoilage from a machine to then input it back into the machine, if it's already full of spoilage or full of carbon and the nutrients go bad, the belt will break. So we're going to bring this all the way through to the very end and then confirm that actually worked. That worked, and that worked, and that worked, and that worked, that worked, that worked. Okay. We need to bring it to, well, yeah, here. Can I move a beacon? I really want to remove... what do I want to remove? I want all the belts to finish at the same location, which can be hard, but doable. Okay, can I remove... Can I slide all of this up one time? 14.9, 14.3. Can I remove that? It's going to be a little bit slow. I mean, except the last one's going to be a little bit slow because here at the end, I want to have a burner right here. And you are going to be burning off anything. That doesn't work. Anything on those two. This would have to be rearranged. So how do I rearrange you? I guess I don't. I guess I put you here, and then we burn backward. So if any spoilage gets to here, it hasn't been consumed along the way by one of the machines somewhere, we're going to consume it right here. Okay, this should be a full belt of carbon. Best way to find out is we grab... How much carbon do you process? You process not a lot. Can I say 50 of them? 50 of them. 50 of them subtract 120, so I need 100 of them. Okay, cool. Can I copy you, which is how many? 52 of them. Cool. Can I copy, yeah, from here to here with the power done? Yes, there. I have plenty of space down here. So for the moment, can I just go, that's the in, yep, 1, 2, I shove that there, can I bring that to there, can I bring that to there? If we get materials at the end, which of course we're going to after it's all been recycled, can I have a filter here and a filter here? If you are legendary, you're going to go left. If you are legendary, you're going to go right. We're just going to shove that there. We'll put you through here. We're going to, actually no, I'm just going to sideload those two together. Have a passive provider for whatever comes out, which is only going to be legendary. You are going to come back this way. This is all temporary. I just need to have a system that removes this material as quickly as possible to confirm that the build actually works as intended. And it looks like I don't have that many recycles anyway. Cool. Can I have an input priority from your right? Can you copy paste, vertically flip, and can you feed into there? Cool. I need to do the same at the other side, so we need to go up and left and into there. Okay. There's an awful lot of spoilage being flowed off by bots. Yeah. We might need to look at that. Okay. So we're going to feed that in there, and oh, that's the output. Can I have you go back a few tiles just to give me a little bit more room to feed this into here and this into here? Cool. That should start processing our carbon fiber, and more importantly, your full spoilage too. That's the last belt. So I really need to get rid of it there, which is awkward because that's not the place I want to get rid of it. Okay, you're fired up. You're fired up. These guys are fired up. These guys are now running. These I can definitely do with... Okay, maybe not there. Can I move you forward another tile? And then I can put a burner there. Yep. The beacon's in the way. And the belt's in the way. Okay. Belt's in the way we can work through. You're going to go away. You're going to go away. You're there. You're going to go over. You're going to go over. You're going to go down. Beacon, I guess I can put this here instead, and we feed off the end of the belt there. That's fine. You know, power can go up by one tile. Oh boy. Okay, fine. You get extra power. You're fine. You're not here. No, not here. I can move that one up as well. Okay, you can go here. We can shove you in here. That solves some of the problems. That definitely looks like a very full belt out. You can't output. Are we not? We're not consuming at full speed because we're bringing some material back in. Alright, can I do this? Can I have you go... Yep. You go... Yep. And we're just going to feed that in halfway. Cool. Yep. And can I do that one? And same story. And normal split up. Over there. You can go around the outside. And you're going to feed back in there. Alright. Should get me closer to a full belt worth being eaten. But this build definitely works. And apart from not being as clean with the spoilage as previously, I'm pretty happy. You I can put spoilage directly in the tower. We can cut you and put you here. You can go here. Can I get spoilage out of you down here? Technically, we can go from here to here, sure, and then I can get a long-hand inserter that goes from there to there. We could get spoilage out of you into here. Yes, I can delete that. We can move this down a tile, and then I can put this here. Spoilage out of you, I could also do that. And actually, that's all my spoilage out of all 4 machines. Spoilage out of you guys is done. Spoilage out of you, nope, and not a hell. The build is just too tight. I guess I could rearrange beacons, etc. Maybe then. You are out of items. I need a fuller belt. Yep, we've burnt through all the material. I need more of this planet. So, that's what we're going to call it then. Yep, we just need to have more seeds to actually have this build running at full speed, but it is bringing out the seeds, therefore it's bringing out the seeds. We get more seeds in the network. More seeds in the network means more plants. More plants means this build should run faster. In the meantime, hopefully I can roll some legendary carbon. But with all that said and done, I'm again going to leave this episode here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. If you're interested in the carbon build or the plastic build, which we haven't used yet, but we're going to use in the not too distant future, by all means, they are available to Patreon members. My way of giving back to those that financially support the channel. But like I said, with all that said and done, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Sorry for longer videos, but an awful lot of design that goes in these particular builds, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye.